Hey guys, welcome to another YouTube video. Let me promise you, the t-shirt that you see me wearing, I cannot identify even one Chelsea player right now. So I bought the t-shirt because I love the t-shirt, and actually it's because I love the t-shirt and someone was willing to gift me the t-shirt. And fun joke or fun fact is that me and my cousin, we love soccer t-shirts so much, but we criticize soccer too much. We're very philosophical about it. We sit down and we're like, why will an old man, sit down and look at people, throwing a plastic or kicking a plastic towards each other? So anyway, that's just a philosophical pun. Today I want to talk about something that most of us we hear it and we see it and we feel it, but maybe we don't talk about it. So I once made a TikTok live and I was like, if ever I have a college, there are two courses that I'm going to offer. Number one is how to become an adult. Number two is how to be a husband. I think like those are very important courses that we need in society. Anyway, um, I'm a very big supporter of public education, formal education, but I think the biggest education that you kind of like have that sets you up your life for the better is the one that you decide. And I've always made this idea, or I always advocated for this idea that the most impactful people in the world, the most influential people in the world, even if they went to school, they are self-taught. They taught themselves things. So I really believe so much in teaching oneself things. So today I want to talk about this idea of responsibility versus time, or versus like all the opportunities that you have around you. Because, especially when you're now growing old. I mean, now I'm turning 32 this year, and I get to realize that, you're no longer that strong as you used to when you're 27. Yes, you're still strong, but you can feel that, you've got more responsibilities, you've got less time, maybe even have less resources to be able to mobilize all of these things. So what do you do with all of that? And this is maybe, let me tie in, or let me start this conversation by what I once shared on TikTok, which was like, you need to stop this idea that you are so much talented that you need to pursue all the talent. I don't think that is the case. Yes, you're talented, yes, you've got all these gifts, but some of the most talented people in the world is people that we don't know. And the reason why you don't know about them is because they try to harness everything. They try to be a soccer star, they try to be a mathematician, they try to be a doctor. So you end up like getting distracted by your own talent. So right from the bat is that you need to make sure that you avoid this idea that you're so much talented, so you need to pursue everything. That's number one. Now, let's go to the idea that I want to discuss today, which is like adulthood is really about trade offs. At any given moment of your life, you're going to be trading off something. There's going to be a moment where, you want to go to school, but you also have a job. So now you're deciding, what do I have to do? Do I go to school? Do I leave school completely, or do I leave a job completely? Or do I make sure that during the night I'm studying and in the afternoon or in the morning that I'm working? So it's kind of like you're always in the situation that you're making trade-offs about things. When you now have your own family, you kind of like have to decide the same thing. What do you want to do? Your wife is having a birthday, and your family is having unveiling. Where do you go? It's still about a trade-off. So it's kind of like all of this thing that happens when you become like an adult. But you know for me, the most important thing is that you have to grow up. Most people, they don't want to do that. They don't want to take the responsibility of their lives. They still feel like they're young. And obviously we've built these things, through social media, that someone is 32 but they still look so young. Someone is 60 but they still look so young. So we have built this idea of agility and looking young until it confuses people where they don't know what to do with their lives. And you know, at a certain point of your life, you knew very well, and this is what happens when so many ideologies run society. At some point of your life, you knew very well that when you're 7, what is expected of you. When you're 18, what is expected of you. When you're 23, what is expected of you. But right now, we kind of like live in a society where nobody knows where they fit in. They don't know, I'm 25, what do I need to do with my life? I'm 30, should I be married? Should I have kids? I'm still so young. So we are overlaying all these ideas in different ways to understand that people end up being confused. So, with all that said, what I want to say to you guys is that, guys, we need to grow up. You know, when it's time for you to go to school, you have to go to school. When it's time for you to get a job, you need to get a job. When it's time for you to get married, you have to get married. When it's time for you to be a parent, you need to be a parent. Obviously, this is not a script that I'm saying that you need to follow, but I am dispelling and I'm fighting with this idea that people want to resist certain phases of their lives because they still think that it's still too early. Sometimes the idea of too early is just people trying to push back. They just want to push back. They just want to push back. And obviously, I've made a statement publicly where I said that if I were to go back to matric now, I will still go back. You know, so there are certain things that you need to go back to because it was not done properly, and you need to do those things or need to address that for you to be able to move forward. But I will still vouch. I will still say that we need to grow up. You need to make decision that shows that actually you're an adult, you are maturing. It means that something different is happening in your lives. You need to speak in a way that it shows that you're maturing. You need to walk like you're maturing. You need to make decisions that shows that you're maturing. So it's not just supposed to be something that happens because of age. Because to be honest with you, I don't recognize age, because age, I think, is the worst thing you can use to rely on. But with all that said, and all has been said and done, and social media and everything, my point is simple: let's grow up. All of us needs to grow up in certain ways. Like, there's something that when you're watching this video right now, you know that, hey, you know what, when it comes to this area financially, I'm still behaving like a child. I eat whatever that I want to eat. When it comes to my body, I'm not taking my health seriously. I still eat whatever that I want to eat. I still drink whatever that I can drink. It means that when it comes to this area of my health, I'm still behaving like a child. When it comes to this area of my life, I'm still behaving like a child. I think all of us, we've got an area in our life that needs to be improved. So this is the message. This is a sign, if you've been waiting for one. You need to grow up. See you on the next one. Cheers.